Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. So, I want to share with you my top 5 favorite movies to watch for the Halloween season. It doesn't have to be on Halloween Day. I actually have to get an early start because I usually wait until Halloween and then I run out of time and there's more movies I want to watch. So I'm going to get started on watching my favorite horror movies for Halloween early. So, something to keep in mind with Halloween movies is that it doesn't necessarily need to be about Halloween, but there's a very particular vibe for movies that are appropriate for Halloween. It's usually works best if there's a monster involved and if there's some sense of night and darkness and isolation. So I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite movies to watch for the Halloween season, and then I'm going to share 5 more that I've either recently heard about or I know of but haven't seen yet, and I will watch these movies. So I'm going to watch my top 5 favorite, and then I'm going to watch these 5 new ones. So in no particular order, number 1, actually no, number 1 does matter. This is the one where it does matter. The Thing. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. It may be my second favorite movie of all time. The Thing from 1982. This is so fantastic. The sense of isolation in this Antarctic post where these men basically can't trust each other because there is a creature that can copy humans, it can copy other organisms, and they don't know who the Thing is. They're trapped in this outpost. There's basically no escape. They're trying to figure out who the Thing actually is. This is a fantastic movie, an excellent picture, I think is a technical term. Creature effects are awesome, and again, for a good Halloween movie, you want the monsters, you want to see the cool creatures. Number 2 on the list, again in no particular order at this point, is Critters, but I'm specifically going to say Critters 2 from 1988. Now, the first 2 Critters films, Critters 1 and 2, are actually quite short, and so I would strongly recommend watching them back to back, but that would be cheating if I put them both on the list. I'll say Critters 2, and this is a great creature feature. Now, it's not a great movie, but it's a very fun movie. It's a family has to deal with these creatures that come from outer space, and what's so cool about these creatures is that they're a fun gimmick. They can roll into a ball and roll around town, they can move quickly, they can shoot quills from their fur, they can combine into one, I don't want to spoil it, I'm sure you've seen it, they combine into a giant ball and they can just roll over people and they leave a skeleton behind. You need a good creature feature for Halloween. This is it. This is so fun, and it takes place in this small little town, and it's so fun. It's just these townspeople have to band together to try to fight off these critters. Really fantastic. I think it's a quintessential 80s movie, and it's really fantastic. So number 3 is Killer Clowns from Outer Space, 1988. Again, boy, 88 was a great year for monster movies, and this is, again, it's not Shakespeare, right? This isn't, The Godfather. These are just fun movies, and this is an excellent one because they have great horror gags. And I don't want to spoil too much, but it's just, they take the concept of a killer clown from outer space and they follow through on it, and it's so fun. You get to explore the ship a little bit, you spend time with fun characters, and not every character dies. I think it's a bummer when you have the vast majority of characters in a horror movie dies, and then it's only one female lead that gets to live. In this one, more characters get to live, and that's fun because you get to see the characters interact. You get the denouement, where they get to say, "Oh man, that was crazy, wasn't it?" That's a fun one. Number 4 on the list, 1980. We're gonna change the tone a little bit here. The Fog from John Carpenter. This one's a bit more serious, and I just love this one. Now, this one doesn't have a big fun monster to run away from or to fight, but it leans more into atmosphere and psychological horror. This one is so fun. This one's got great atmosphere, great vibe, and it's something that's a little more cerebral than Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Critters. That one's fun. I really enjoy watching that movie. It's all about the feeling, the setting. It's brilliant. The cinematography, the directing is excellent. And last on the list is Friday the 13th from 1980. I love the vibes of this. It was filmed in the 70s, or I'm pretty sure. Well, 1980 still counts because they had just come from the 70s. The world is basically still in the world of the 70s, so we're really watching the 70s here, and it's just an interesting vibe. You know, the world was very different back then. People thought differently. We moved at a different pace, and I love the setup to this movie. You get to see what the world was like in the 70s, and then these teenagers that just go to camp, and they're meant to clean up the camp and get it ready, and some slashing starts happening. I just love this. The characters, the way they're trying to deal with this threat that they don't understand. Fantastic. It's excellent filmmaking. I think this is elevated medium. Okay, so those are my top 5, and I wanted Nightmare on Elm Street on this list. I think we've seen that so many times. We've heard so much about it, and I think I wanted to make room on my list for some other things. So I'm cheating by mentioning it, you know. So here's what I want to watch. These are ones that I know of and I want to watch this Halloween season. And again, in no particular order. Number 1, Pumpkinhead, 1988. Oh boy, 88 was a great year for horror movies, wasn't it? Okay. After his son dies in a hit-and-run accident, Ed Harley, played by Lance Henriksen, who you may know from other movies, seeks revenge against the teenagers responsible. With the help of a local witch, Ed summons the vengeful demon Pumpkinhead to hunt and kill the group of friends. But when Ed discovers a bond between himself and the creature, he begins to have second thoughts about employing the vicious monster, and he fights to end Pumpkinhead's murderous rampage before it's too late. That sounds fun to me. I'll put the trailer on screen. Number 2, Dark Night of the Scarecrow, 1981. In a small southern town, 4 vigilantes wrongfully execute a mentally challenged man, but after the court sets them free, they begin to mysteriously experience deadly accidents. Now, this is a movie that was actually made for TV, but the production value is so high that it looks like a Hollywood-made movie. This one looks creepy, so I'm looking forward to watching that. Number 3 on this list of movies I want to watch, Sleepaway Camp, 1983. After a horrible boating accident kills her family, shy, sullen Angela moves in with her eccentric aunt Martha, and protective cousin Ricky. One summer, Martha sends the kids to Camp Arawak. Soon after their arrival, bizarre, increasingly violent accidents claim the lives of various campers. Who is the twisted individual behind these murders? Now, I saw the trailer for this. I thought it looked fun, and it reminded me of Friday the 13th. So let's see. I want to watch that and compare and see how they're similar. Number 4, Night of the Creeps, 1986. Alien brain parasites entering humans through the mouth turn their host into a killing zombie. Some teenagers start to fight against them. And I have been a big fan of zombie movies for a very long time, and I love the ideas of people banding together to fight against some monster force, specifically zombies. This one looks fun. It looks like a quintessential 1980s monster movie, and again, a band together, you know, locals fight against some monster threat. And that looks fun. And lastly on the list, number 5, The Monster Squad, 1987. A group of 12-year-olds form a Universal Monsters fan club called Monster Squad and attempt to save their hometown from Count Dracula and his fellow monsters. This looks fun. Now, a friend of mine, one of my best friends that I grew up with, this was one of his favorite movies, but I've never seen this movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. The trailer actually looks really cool for this. Really fantastic. So those are my top 5 movies, my favorite movies to watch for Halloween season, and 5 movies that I want to watch for the Halloween season. So I better get started. I'm finishing up my Halloween homebrew game. I should be finished with that today, and then I'll be rolling that out. It takes a little time to port it to different consoles, so I'll be rolling that out incrementally as quickly as possible here. So I hope you're looking forward to enjoying my Halloween homebrew game. It's going to be free. You can enjoy it on I'll put it on the web browser so you can play it on PC, but you will need a physical controller. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Those 5 movies, I hope you'll check them out. The ones that I want to watch, I hope you'll watch them too, so then we can talk about it later on. Dark Night of the Scarecrow, I have seen, is on YouTube, and it's there. The full movie, it's on for free. So, all right, enjoy the Halloween season. Please take care of yourselves. Be well. Or I'll see you around.